Paul, as we often do, just a little brief reflection on the game earlier this week. Yeah, go on.
No, I was just trying to go. It's my dementia, isn't it? I'm not trying to make a joke. I'm just trying to think, who do we play? Yeah, Crawley.
Crawley away. I suppose looking at the way that the points are tallying up at the moment, win at home, draw away, or point 2, 3 points, point 3 points. And it works. And there are going to be games like that, aren't there? There are going to be games like that this season. You've got to navigate and come away with something.
Yeah, I think it sums up the league quite well, really, in the fact that there must be, I reckon, maybe 12 teams who realistically think they're going for the top spots, right? There might be more, but let's be honest, there's probably about 12 who start off the season think, right, this is our season. And no one's going to get like rose petals thrown at their feet and it's just a nice walk of, 42 wins and 4 draws and we're no different. And Crawley were hard opposition. I mean, like I said on the night, if I was a fan, I'd have buzzed off it as a neutral fan because it was end-to-end absolute chaos. And I think some games are a bit more random than others and it felt a bit more random. But we set up to win. When we equalised, we didn't really celebrate that long. The lads were running back to the halfway line because they wanted to get the next goal. So from my point of view, I was really pleased. I just didn't think we were as cutting in the final third as we possibly could have been. But credit to Crawley, they made it difficult for us, and on second half they counter-attacked and probably could have nicked it. But over the course of the game, I thought we did enough to win. But it's just how it is. So showed the lads today all the good stuff they done. A couple of things that we always needed to keep on top of. But generally, we got 3v3s many times during the game, and I think as always, goals change games. But if we'd have scored when we were on top first half, it might have took a different route. But I'm not disappointed with the performance at all. The only disappointment was that Joe had to come off. That was my biggest disappointment. But I've been in them games before where you feel like it doesn't matter what you do, it just doesn't feel like your night. So when they scored a minute and a half into the extra 5 minutes, after the 5 minutes, I was a bit like, it just feels like it's going to be one of them nights. It was written in the stars for Crawley to beat us. So the fact that we came back and did as much as we could second half to win it, I'm pleased with. Are
you also pleased with the development going, in the early stages of this season? Are you seeing constant progression from your side? Well, that would be my Hollywood spin, wouldn't it? Oh, everything is, it ain't getting better, huh? Enjoy yourself, turn up, there's no stress anymore, just leave it, relax. My honest thing is that I think some of our non-negotiables are getting better. So there's certain things that we don't allow our teams to do and do allow our teams to do that I feel like they're getting stronger. So when I do team meetings now, I can say, look, what do you think? And they'll go, the lads know the answers quicker. So from internally, if that makes sense, I know the lads are getting instructions better. And as soon as the lads have, 100% clarity, it makes it easy for them and for those who come in. So that's quite good. I do feel like, which I was going on about when I came in on day one, there was a lot more pace and attacking threat on the goal, which I love, obviously. And I do appreciate at times we're going to be a bit more vulnerable because of the way we play, but I also don't dislike that because you can't have one without the other. And whatever system you play with or play against, there's always weaknesses. If not, everyone would play with the same system, wouldn't they? So, yeah, generally I feel like the lads are in a really good place, and we haven't lost yet, but that's going to come, and I won't cry about that either. It's just always about, look, Tuesday night was good, disappointing we didn't get 3 points away from home. Tuesday night, small pitch, never easy, bit of emotion around the game as well, and then you try and bounce back Saturday, and if we win Saturday, we've got 10 points, is it 10, 11 points from the first 5 games, which I'll be well happy with. So it's about the next game. How is Joe?
Not good, is my honest answer. I knew it wasn't good because it wasn't when it's not a usual injury, if that makes sense, there's a problem. So when straight away I said, how is he? And he went, look, you have to make a sub. Like within 10 seconds of being on the pitch, that's unheard of. Normally physios, get their packed lunch out, don't they? Put a mat down, get the cheese and pineapple sticks, can of Coke, and then just give us a minute, gaffer. Like, well, I need to know if I'm making a sub and everything. Whereas this was straight away, like, oof. And that early in the game as well, you think there's a problem. And then it's like, what is it? It's his foot. And then, he's having a scan today, so I'll know, obviously, by Saturday. But something potentially is the tendons underneath his foot, which hopefully isn't too bad. But in my head, sounds lengthy. That's my honest thing. It's not like he's twisted his ankle or he's took a hit or
he's tweaked his calf, and my brain can work out how long that takes. When as soon as it's to do with tendons in your foot, and that always sounds more ominous, but I might be miles off. So hopefully out for too long, but I think we're going to miss him for the foreseeable.
What about Aaron Collins?
Yeah, his feet are good.
His tendons are absolutely fine.
Wow, when you talk about feet tendons, his are up there.
Right,
He's a Champions League feet tendons. However, he's got arms of a non-league player. He's got the bones of a non-league hacker on a Sunday morning. No, he's on the grass now running. He said he's got 80% strength back in his arm. When considering his arms were really weak to start with, that isn't that impressive. If I'm honest, I did say that to him earlier. So he feels good, although he knows that if he had to push or land on it, he'd be back to square one. So he's actually kicking a ball and running around now. He's done a lot of cycling, which doesn't make him a very happy Collins, I say. So he's on the grass now, so he's happier, but he's still, I think he's 3 weeks away.
And just one more for me, just on the weekend game, another long trip.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been on a bus. So I'm looking forward to it. It's like absolute Phileas Fogg without the crisps. So looking forward to... Well, actually, I'm looking forward to the game. I'm even looking forward to the fact the game being over. That's my honest opinion, because then we can have a couple of days where we can reset, the window's nearly shut, bit of chaos, and then you can relax into September and things start to take a bit more normality. Whereas this Saturday, Tuesday, like Bristol, Crawley, Barrow... I mean, you might as well stuck Guernsey in there and we'd have done the whole package. So it'd be nice to get this game out and hopefully a performance that, gives us a chance to win, and then we can reset and see where we're at.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, mate.
You mentioned on Tuesday maybe having to fast forward your attempts to try and bring in some fullback cover. How's that coming along?
I don't expect to have anyone in before the weekend. We thought we had the perfect storm, but it's been blown off course. If I can get any more cliches in today, I've done well. So I don't expect we'll have to shuffle the pack, and we've got people who can play in that position. In fairness, it's fullback, isn't it?
I can't remember which one it was.
I honestly think fullback, I'm just putting it out there, you can cut this out, but I honestly think fullback's the easiest position to play in because you see the whole pitch. So apart from a goalkeeper, but they can cheat with their hands, but you see the whole pitch. So I think fullback's all right, unless you play against a speed demon. If you play against a road runner, it's not so funny, is it? But generally speaking, I think most midfielders can slot into a fullback position for a one-off.
Well, I think Carragher, wasn't it, said no one grows up wanting to be Gary Neville.
No, that's true, isn't it? I mean,
which is probably harsh on Paul Gethin.
Yeah, but he didn't want to be Gary either, did he?
No,
in fairness,
he's probably looking at Cafu.
I mean, looking at him, he looks like he's grown up wanting to be Eminem. That's who he looks like.
He's had it done.
I feel like he's going to rap at any time. I don't know how Eminem can cross a ball, but Gef's not bad, to be fair. I mean, could Gef play better? Could Gef be a better rapper than Eminem could be a better player? I mean, that's the...
Which ones are you more likely to be able to teach?
Well, I think... Yeah, depends. If it was a Saturday night, I'd go Gef. If it was a Monday morning, I'd go Eminem. I can't remember what his real name is. What's his real name?
Marshall Mathers.
You cool guy, eh? You're on the radio, aren't you? Yeah? Down with the kids. Next on Kids, after the news.
You're probably not all that far off.
No, he's definitely said it. I can see it in his eyes. I can see it.
I mean, the guy that did step in, Aaron Nemain, he was excellent at left back, wasn't he? When he come on Tuesday night.
I'm not surprised. Is my honest answer, because whatever I asked him to do, he's amazing. So it doesn't surprise me. I didn't like. We could have done different defensive cover. We could have put possibly Luke Offord out there and put another centre half on, which would have been quite an easy one to do, really, considering I've got two centre halves on the bench that I love. So that would have been easy. But the lad was a real threat, really direct, and Aaron's an absolute nuisance. So I just thought that. We just thought, that he would be able to quiet him down a bit, and I thought he was excellent, good on the ball, made some really good decisions, and sort of shored it up a bit for us. So he massive credit.
And you've mentioned before just how much his work rate has impressed you over the last 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, frightening. I remember Rich shouting in my ear during the game. Aaron done a recovery run Tuesday night, which was frightening. So, like when we watch the game back, there are things we highlight and show the players and reward. But yeah, his work ethic, his training, he's been great, and I know that I could play him wide. Saturday, I could play him down the middle if I wanted. I could play him in the centre mid. I just know he just gets the game. He's determined, in good nick, and confident. And there's not much more you can ask from a player.
Someone we've seen hanging around the first team squad more and more, Dan Crowley again. How close is he to making a return for you?
Well, he's closer. He played in an under-21s game last week. As it is, I mean, it's a competitive squad, and the nicest way I can put it is that you don't want to drop out of the squad because it's then hard to get back in it. So in fairness to him, he's trained well today again, so he's getting closer to being able to get on the pitch, and that's the same with all of them really. He doesn't I think he's getting closer, but when needed, when called upon, he needs to be in the right physical state to be able to play.
Newport, as mentioned, I mean, it's a tough place to go at the best of times. What sort of threat are you expecting from them?
Well, watching their previous games, they've definitely got a threat up top. They've got some real pace and experience up top. So they have been, it doesn't mean they're good at, but they have been playing with like two up top and playing like a 5-3-2. So playing against two up top can cause problems sometimes, obviously, especially when you're used to playing with one. So that's going to be a problem. We'll have to organise that. But I say all that, and then when we played Crawley the other night, we were convinced it was 3-4-3, and then he played two up top. So you just never know. We can just show the lads what we think might happen and back them and show them how good they are, and then say, look, as a part of it, doesn't matter what they do, like you at your best are going to be a problem. So I do think they've got a threat up top. I do think, as most League 2 teams are very good on set pieces, which is bread and butter for all levels now, but even more so the lower you go down. So I think they're very good at that. And they're being coached by an experienced coach, so they're going to be really organised. And you also know when it's away from home, the game automatically just has a different feel. It doesn't make sense, does it really? There's still a piece of grass with white lines on, but there's something different. So we need to start the game well and really be on the front foot, because away games, even as much as home games, we don't set up to draw, we set up to win. So we'll go there full of confidence, and if we're not good enough, fair enough. But we're going to go there and try and win.
Nice one. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you. Hi, Paul.
Hi.
Saturday's game was great, and we all had a little dream there for a few moments, and then Tuesday comes around, a little trip to Crawley, tough game, went a goal down, came back to salvage a point. A physical game. Do you sometimes get more pleasure from a tough draw like that than an easy win with respect to Cheltenham?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't leave the ground happier with a draw than I do with 3 points, obviously, but I do think it's a better indication of what you have. So I do feel like, I saw the lads in the dressing room after, disappointed they hadn't won, determined they wanted to win. They came in at half time, said all the right things, went out with the right intention second half, and I thought we started the game really well. So yeah, all in all, I was really pleased with the performance. Yeah, probably not more so than the home game, but the home game drifted into the game was over, wasn't it? Really, at 3-0, the game's over. So it's hard as a coach to be too judgy on what happens after it. You can say it till you're blue in the teeth. I mean, that's why Pep's better at it than me, and he can get 8s and 9s. But as a player, you just come off the gas a bit. Whereas a game like that, you go toe to toe to the very end, and it takes its toll out of the players. But you just see that I think it shows their psychological strength. That's what I like. So I think, look, it's easy to play. You could put me on at 3-0 up. I'd be all right for 10 minutes. But when you're down and you lose and you're chasing it, have you got the courage to still get on the ball? Have you got the courage to cross? Have you got the courage to make a mistake? And then when you get the goal, do you believe in your team enough to go for another, or are you like, right, we've got a goal of points good away from home? And luckily I didn't see that. I saw a group of players that want to go for the win. So I think I learnt more about them, about that. And I do know, I'm not naive enough to think that, you know, if you just go through the season, it's all perfect. It isn't anything but I do think there's a really good group pulling in the same direction, and I think that's really powerful.
Because I thought we could have gone on to get another one in that game, and we didn't. Not quite, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Could that be the difference between being champions at the end of the season and being in the playoffs? Would you agree with that?
Well, I said to the lads today, I think a average team would lose to Crawley on a Tuesday night. I said a good team would get a point and a great team would win. And currently we're not a great team, but we're trying to work towards becoming a great team. So I think it's unrealistic to think we're going to win every game. No one thinks that, but we set up to win every game. But I do think you can't rely on points away from home to get you in the top three. You have to get away wins. You have to probably get 8, 9, 10 away wins. And it was an opportunity to win a game on Tuesday night we didn't take. We weren't good enough to win it, that's fine. But then hopefully we're good enough to win on a Saturday. Because if you just pick up points away from home, the inevitable happens. You then have pressure on your home form to win every single game, which is, you know, the Oldham game, as well as we played, we still couldn't score. So I think I think the difference is the teams that get up automatic win home and away more often, obviously, this is so obvious, but more often than the other teams, I know, but you just can't rely on your home form. No one's home form is good enough alone to go up. You have to back it up with away performances and wins, and you know what we've done, drawn 1-1 at home, drawn 1-1 away. So get after 5 games, 3 away games, and if we could have, you know, what would that be, 11 points, I'd be very satisfied.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, you're currently at 8 points after 4 games. You told me last week you're going for
2 points a game.
2 points a game.
I'm not trying to not get
going
more.
well.
I'm not trying to not get more.
Yeah.
I would love more. But if you just average 2 points a game, you should be handsome come the end of the season. So I feel like in all 4 games, we could have won all 4. Every manager says that, but I do think we could have won all 4. Realistically, we could have won 3 and lost 1. Just because, like their goal at Crawley, weirdly it wasn't their best chance of the game. The lads cleared it twice, 2 ricochets, falls to a player who moves his feet really well to get a shot off. That's just random. There's no point ridiculing that goal. It just happens. So you can be the best team and that can happen. So over the course of 4 games, is there only one team that's won all 4? Is that Crew? Yeah, is that right? And there's loads of teams who have got 7 and plus points in there, so it's all to play for, but I'm just pleased with the start and the way we've played.
Lovely, thank you.
Thank you.